squad, it's quads, and welcome back to another review. This is probably the most anticipated review I've done yet. We're reviewing the Itsy by SPYDR. This is a 1.6 inch 2S professional cine aimed at the professional end of the market, but that can be flown and enjoyed by anybody. I've spent the past few months testing, flying, reviewing other 2-inch, 3-inch, 2.5-inch craft. None have turned my head anywhere near the way that the Itsy has. It's smooth, it's responsive, it's brilliant for professional filming. The shots I can get on the Itsy, I cannot get with other quads. I'm really excited to share my thoughts. So who is the Itsy primarily aimed at? Well, in my opinion, it's aimed more at people who want to fly around people, fly over people. We've seen lots of footage on social media where professional pilots have managed to get waivers to fly this over crowds. I've used it to chase runners in a park, not randomly chase runners, just to clarify. On a shoot that I've done a little bit of guerrilla whooping with it, and I've even flown in high winds at the seaside through a sign 70 or 80 foot up in the air. It comes in two configurations, so either the frame only or a plug and play version. Now, if you're more of a newbie, I would still recommend this for certain things, don't get me wrong, but perhaps choose the plug and play version rather than the frame only version, because then you're going to have to spec your own motors, you're going to have to get the right flight controller, you're going to have to build it, and more importantly, you're going to have to tune it. And this is what sets Itsy and the SPYDR and the Itsy apart from a lot of drone manufacturers, in my opinion. They have provided two tunes for two different sets of motors on their website, and they specifically say if you build it this way, do this tune, and if you build it this way, do this tune. And it's really important that you do, otherwise you won't get the full experience. And in all my time flying, so for people that don't know, I started flying originally about 10 years ago when FPV was in its infancy. Drones were in the infancy. I had a TBS Disco, which was about a 10-inch. You know, it was wild, and it was the Wild West. I came back into it about 3.5 years ago. Things in the last 3.5 years have gone really fast. The Itsy feels streets ahead of everything else in the way that it flies and the way that it performs. I do have some niggles with it. The niggles mainly are the fact that because we've got a 1.6 inch prop with a 2S motor, that's fine and dandy if you're flying indoors or where there's no wind. You're going to get 5-6 minutes out of it, especially if you're just doing it cinematically without any problem at all. Where I have a problem is I live in the UK. A lot of my flights are done outdoors. A lot of the time in the UK, it's windy. We don't get many days of calm. So if I was to fly this just for fun because of how well it flies, and this, by the way, flies better than any of my quads. The tune on this is spectacular. What I'd really like is if SPYDR would tune my 5-inch anywhere near how well they've tuned the Itsy. I'll be in heaven. It's just genuinely that good. I cannot rave about how well it flies enough. But in the UK, we do get lots of wind, which means pushing a 1.6 inch prop with a 2S battery with a capacity of potentially, I think we recommend that the best one is 720 mAh. That's going to suck the juice out of that battery really, really quickly. Now, that's not necessarily a reason not to buy it, but it's just one of the niggles that I have. If I'm honest, that's probably the only niggle that I have with it. However, if you're going to buy it because you've got a flight club who meets at a school hall and you want something to fly indoors, well, this is 1.6 inch, so you can get through the tiniest of gaps. It's 2S, so it's not too powerful. You don't need a throttle limit on it. The tune is absolutely perfect, so the flying that you're going to be doing is ultra precision. Then in that case, there really isn't any negatives whatsoever. But what I like to do is, especially if I'm on a shoot, I'll shoot indoors and I'll also shoot outdoors as well. And it's just lacking a little bit. not performance, it will fly in heavy winds. You will still get stunning footage from it. In fact, I'm going to include footage of it chasing a tractor when the winds were about 30 to 40 miles an hour this particular day. And to get there, I had to sort of dive quite high just to pick up enough speed because of the winds, do a quick loop around the tractor and get back. And the battery was dead. Now, the footage still came out brilliantly, but again, this whole 2S 1.6 inch prop, wind in the UK, caused a bit of problem. If you don't have wind where you live or you're just going to fly indoors, ignore that entire segment and move on to the next part. What does the Itsy weigh? Well, I'm going to put a picture on screen now of what my configuration with its all-up weight weighs. But SPYDR claim that it's under 100 grams. So you might think, well, it's not very durable, is it? Go and check the Itsy website. You'll see that they've crashed it into a tree. I must admit, when I first got the carbon fibre, I thought, ooh, is this good? But it's a monocoque. It's super strong. I've crashed it. I've not damaged it. I've not dented it. I've not even scratched it. It's that good, genuinely. Which means if you're in the USA, you don't need remote ID because you're under that magical, mythical 249 grams. So again, we've got another positive as to why you might be interested in this particular quad, regardless of the fact of all the other positives that I've just given. What does it support? Well, it supports the DJI 3. It supports walk snail. And I believe they are making a slight modification to it to support HD0, although I will just have to double check that. I'm not 100% sure at time of recording. If you're going to want to use this to get the best possible quality footage that you possibly can, you're obviously going to want to use a DJI 3. And it slots in perfectly, as you can see from the pictures on screen. It's protected. Now, this is another real good plus point. I've reviewed things like the Flywoo fly lens. We don't talk about that anymore. It's in a bin. However, my biggest complaint about that was the O3A unit. It was something that you had to land on. The Pavo 20 Pro is one of my favourite drones. However, you have to land on the battery. The Itsy solves all that, puts the O3 above, puts the battery above the O3. You're not landing on the O3, you're not landing on the battery, you've got nothing to worry about. Again, they've seen the problem of the other quads, they've looked at how to fix it, and they've provided a solution to fix it. So how can it be improved? Well, again, like I say, the only real issue that I've had with it is that lack of power. So if you look at Itsy's website, they've got a show reel on there. That was the thing that piqued my interest. I'm going to be completely honest with you now, and I'm going to say the reason why I bought one of these, because I did buy this, it wasn't sent to me, all the thoughts of my own, etc, etc, etc. I saw the show reel, I saw it chasing drift cars, and I saw it doing things at night time. And I said to myself and a few friends, there's no way that's not done with either a bigger quad or certain shots with a GoPro. So we had a debate in our friendship group. Ultimately, the decision was taken. I'll get one and I'll prove them wrong. And I've been humbled. I've genuinely been humbled. You know, I hold my hands up. I've interacted with the manufacturer and developers, and I've said to them, I don't quite believe this is true. Let's have a chat about it. And they took their time. We had a video chat. They showed me all the clips were genuine, all the clips were real. I understand after I built it how those clips are real and how those clips are genuine. It's helped me become a better pilot. It's also helped me become a better editor. Sounds a bit silly, that, doesn't it? But what it's done is it's shown me what is possible from an O3, rather than accepting the limitations of what I was doing before. Not only has this made me a better pilot, but it's made me a better editor. So I tried to prove them wrong. I've been completely and utterly humbled. I was wrong, I'm an idiot, but then you all know I'm an idiot, so it's fine. So as always, the final question is, should you buy it? And it comes down to, in my opinion, one really simple thing. If you're going to buy this to fly it like you fly your 5-inch outdoors, then don't buy it. If, however, you're buying it because you want more cinematic footage, you want to fly around people, you potentially want to fly around all over crowds with wavers, just to clarify, then there's nothing better. There really is nothing better in this market. In the micro cinewook market, the Itsy cleans up and destroys everything in its wake. I cannot recommend it enough. One thing that did come out in my chat with the manufacturer and developers is they have had an issue with customers getting it, changing the tune, and then saying, this flies like a piece of crap. Make sure, if you get a frame only, to follow the tune on their website to the letter. They have spent probably days on this tune. They did tell me, I don't specifically remember, it was a lot of time, possibly weeks, on this tune to make it as perfect as it possibly can be. And they've nailed it, they've got it, they've done it. So if you do decide to get one, and I would really implore you to, because this thing is incredible, just make sure that you stick with the tune that they provide, because it really is tried, tested, and that good. I'm going to leave a link in the description and comments below. What's really important that I tell you now is that is not an affiliate link. I've not been asked to make this video. I've not been paid to make this video. I'm not on an affiliate scheme to make this video. I am literally making this video because of how excited I am to share how good this drone is with you. Now, you're all missing out because you're listening to me. Go away, go and buy one, and until next time, you've all been amazing. Peace!